Two nations, two egos, one question that nobody's asking out loud. Is this really about power? Or is it about pride? Because here's the thing, this isn't just a headline about America and Iran. This is about you. This is about every person who's ever been underestimated, ever stood at the edge of something massive and had to decide, do I react or do I rise? Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this, you won't just understand the fight between two nations, you'll understand the fight happening inside your own life. 1. Know what you stand for, not just what you stand against. We're living in a world where almost everyone is angry about something. Scrolling, shouting, arguing. The energy is loud, but the direction is vague. And that's dangerous. Because when you only define yourself by what you reject, you lose your center. Look at America and Iran. What's really fueling this? It's not just economics or politics. It's identity. It's about being seen, proving something. And in your own life, you're doing the same thing. Maybe not on a global stage, but emotionally, internally, quietly. But here's the trap. You can yell all day about what you hate and still go to bed feeling empty. Hating something doesn't give you a foundation. Standing against something doesn't build a future. You need to ask yourself, before you pick a fight, what am I actually for? When you define yourself only by what you oppose, you build your identity on sand. The moment that enemy disappears, so do you. That's not freedom. That's survival dressed up as strength. Think about it personally. If all you do is resist becoming your parents, your ex, your old boss, you're still letting them control the map. You're not living your truth. You're just rebelling. That's why clarity matters more than conflict. Sit with the hard questions. What do I believe in? What does success actually look like for me? Not for the crowd. That's your foundation. That's what doesn't crack every time life pushes back. When you know what you stand for, you stop needing to prove anything. Your energy becomes focused instead of scattered, and people feel that. They trust that. Most importantly, you trust yourself. 2. Power without purpose is a time bomb. Power feels incredible until it destroys you. It looks impressive from the outside, but without purpose, it's unstable. A ticking time bomb. And when it explodes, it doesn't just take down the person holding it, it takes everyone around them. We see it in leaders, in movements, in friends who get a taste of success and turn arrogant. In ourselves, when we chase titles and attention without ever asking why we want them. Look at America and Iran through this lens. This isn't just a political struggle, it's a fight for dominance. But dominance without a greater goal becomes aggression. It becomes self-destructive. Because when the goal is just more power, you're never satisfied. There's always a new enemy waiting. Now, bring it home. How many times have you wanted to win, just to win? Pushed forward with intensity but zero clarity? You wanted the raise, the status, the control, but did you ever ask why? Or were you just chasing the next hit of validation? Purpose is your anchor. Without it, power becomes ego, and ego always demands more. More attention, more control. It's a bottomless pit. The moment someone threatens your image, that kind of power lashes out like a wild animal. That's not strength. That's insecurity wearing a costume. Real power isn't loud. It doesn't chase every fight. It picks its battles based on values, not emotions. It responds, it doesn't react. You want real power? Anchor it in meaning. Then you won't need to yell. You won't need to dominate. Your presence will speak for itself because it's built on conviction, not fear. 3. Pride builds walls. Purpose builds bridges. Pride feels good in the moment, strong, untouchable. But pride is fragile. It hides behind armor. It protects the ego, not the progress. Left unchecked, it doesn't build anything, it just defends, and it locks the door from the inside. We've all felt it. That resistance to admit you're wrong. That voice that says, don't let them see you sweat. That's not power. That's pride pretending to be strength. In global politics, this is a powder keg. Two proud nations staring each other down, refusing to blink first. It's not just strategy, it's pride. Who backs down first? Who gets to write history? But pride will have you defending a position you don't even believe in anymore, just so you don't have to admit you've changed. And in your own life, that's what kills connection. That's what kills growth. Pride says, don't reach out first. Purpose says, let's make this right. Pride says, protect your image. Purpose says, live your values. You build walls when you're more focused on being right than being real. And those walls might keep out pain, but they also keep out healing. They keep out opportunity. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's how you build trust, earn loyalty, and lead with authenticity. No one follows someone hiding behind a mask. They follow someone who shows up fully, flaws and all. So whether it's two nations on edge or two people in conflict, the principle is the same. Build a wall and protect your pride, or build a bridge and protect your future. 4. History remembers those who create, not those who destroy. Look back through history, what actually stands the test of time? It's never the destruction. It's what got built after it. The rebuilding. The resilience. That's what lives in people's hearts. That's legacy. Destruction is easy. Anyone can tear something down, rage, break, criticize. But it takes real courage to build. Real discipline. Think about America and Iran. What lasts longer, the threats and the sanctions, or the diplomacy and the growth that eventually rises from the ashes? If all we ever do is destroy, there's nothing left to stand on. Bring it into your own life. When things fall apart, do you burn it down and walk away? Or do you pause and ask, what can I create from this? You don't need to run a country to leave a legacy. Every word you speak, every action you take, that's creation or it's destruction. There's no neutral. You're always doing one or the other. Legacy isn't one big dramatic moment. It's 1,000 quiet decisions, the times you chose to respond instead of react, to build instead of complain. That's how history actually gets written. No one gets remembered for what they destroyed. They get remembered for what they built from the wreckage. 5. The real fight isn't between nations. It's within yourself. Strip away the politics, the flags, the headlines, and every conflict becomes a mirror. The same battle playing out in all of us. The tension between what we say we want and what we're actually willing to do. It's easy to look at America and Iran and think it's just about oil, sanctions, dominance. But underneath it all, it's human, the need to be seen, the fear of being forgotten. You know that feeling. We all do. And that's the core truth. The biggest battles are never really out there. They're inside you. Every time you hesitate, every time you doubt yourself, every time you play small, when something in you is screaming to rise. The war inside you doesn't have explosions. It has silence, overthinking, procrastination, disguised as perfectionism, fear disguised as logic. And unless you name it, you'll keep losing to an enemy living rent-free in your own head. You win that inner war the moment you stop waiting to be rescued. The moment you stop blaming your past and start asking, what am I going to do about it now? And when you win the war inside, you show up differently in the world. You don't need to dominate anyone. You lead with calm, with clarity. You become unshakable not because the world is peaceful, but because you are. Final truth. Power or pride? Was it ever about power, or was it always about pride? Look at America. Look at Iran. Look at yourself. This isn't just politics, it's a human pattern. Defense over direction. Noise over nuance. Dominance over understanding. You want to know who actually wins a fight like this? Not the strongest voice. Not the loudest threat. The one with the clearest purpose. Because pride will burn your future just to protect your feelings. But power, aligned with purpose, builds a legacy that outlasts everything. You don't have to lead a country to understand this. You just have to lead yourself. Every single day, you're in the same conflict. Will you build something meaningful or destroy your own progress just trying to prove you're right? The real fight between power and pride isn't global. It's personal. It's daily. It's yours. And the moment you choose creation over ego, clarity over chaos, purpose over pride, that's the moment everything changes. Because the world doesn't need more pride. It needs more people on purpose. If this made you think even a little differently, hit subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of conversation we have here every day.